So let's have a quick recap what we have discussed in the last session. In the last session, we have just given introduction about Azure Devops, and we have discussed about what are the things we are going to learn in this training. And if you're going to join this particular training, what you will get from our side. So this is what we have discussed in today's session, in yesterday's session. In today's session, we are going to learn about how we can create our Azure account, and then we learn about one of the service called virtual machine in our Azure platform. But before starting on this particular topic, any question anyone have, please raise your hand. And I'm sharing the WhatsApp group link for Azure DevOps 212 batch. Please try the WhatsApp group, and I'm sharing the course content link. And even I'm going to share my team contact details. So if you have any question related to training, you can ask them. Anyone have any question? No. Like no one has any questions, so we'll start with our today's topic, where we are going to discuss about how we can create our Azure. First of all, to create your Azure account, you can use any of your personal email ID. It can be Gmail, Yahoo, Hotmail, Outlook, any of your personal email ID you can use it. Make sure, guys, you're not going to use your official email IDs. Only use your personal email IDs. Why I'm saying don't use your official email IDs might be, let's say, for example, your company is already using their Microsoft servers for their emails. Some companies are using it. And if you're going to use that email ID, there is some restrictions that you can't practice all the services. And in that might be case, if your company is not allowing you and you have created your account, might be they will issue a warning letter also. So my suggestion is don't use your official email IDs to create your Azure account. Always use your personal email ID. You can use any of the email ID whichever you want to use. First of all, to create your Azure account, you need to go to this particular link. Let me share that particular link in the chat box. Once you go to this particular link, there you will see called Start Free. Click on Start Free. Once you click on Start Free, if you already have an account, you can directly log in. Or if you don't have an account, you need to click on Create One. Now in Create One, you need to enter your email address here. After entering of your email address, click on Next. Once you click on Next, here you can enter your password with minimum 8 characters long password. You can enter here. After entering of your password, click on Next. Once you click on Next, you will get an OTP on your email to validate your email address. So whatever the OTP you are going to receive, enter that particular OTP. Once you enter the OTP, you need to click on Next. Here you need to enter your personal details. Your first name. If you have a middle name, you can enter middle name also. Last name. Email address system will automatically pick from the previous step. And then you need to enter your country, your mobile number. And make sure whenever you're entering your mobile number, You don't need to enter the country code. Then check this checkbox. And here you have two options to validate your mobile number. One is by text me, other one is by call. After that, you will receive an OTP to validate your mobile number. So you need to enter that particular OTP to validate your mobile. First, we have validated our email address here. After that, we have validated our mobile number. Once you validate your mobile number, it will ask for your address. This is very important. Here, a lot of people are doing mistake. The address exact needs to be same as your bank account. Exact needs to be same as your bank account. Let's take example. Whenever you're typing address, you're typing it like this, flat number 4, then you're putting comma. But if I talk about in your bank, it is mentioned as flat 4. For us, this one is correct. But as per Azure, this one is not correct. As per Azure, this one is correct. Flat 4. So your address needs to be exact same as your bank account. So make sure you are going to copy the address and paste that address. That's the easiest solution. So log into your internet banking, copy the address from there and paste here. If they have entered address in one single line, enter in one single line. If they have entered address in line number 2 or line number 3, so you can also go with that same. Then you need to enter your city, your state, and then your postal. Postal code means PIN code. Once you enter the PIN code, just check these check boxes and click on. If you want to read their agreement offer details, it's completely up to you. You can enter that much. You can read those things. So just check these check boxes and click on next. Once you click on next, here you need to enter your card details. Microsoft Azure is supporting only Visa and MasterCard. So you need to enter your card holder name, card number, expiry details, and CVV. In India, a lot of people might have RuPay card also. Azure does not support RuPay card. So if you have RuPay card, it will not work. Only Visa or MasterCard. But make sure if you are going to use debit card or credit card, any of the card you are going to use to create your account, make sure it is going to enable with international transactions. Because in India, by default, international transactions are disabled. By default, it is disabled. You need to enable those international transactions by going to your mobile banking. Also, you can do that, or from your internet banking, you can do that. From mobile banking, it's very simple. You can check your bank mobile app. From there, you can do that. And you don't need to enable it for thousands of rupees. You just need to enable for 10 or 100 rupees. You can do that. Because while validating your card details, they are going to deduct only 2 rupees from your account. And that 2 rupees, you will get a refund in 3 to 5 working days. So it means how much investment you are going to do. But to create your account, zero. Because that 2 rupees also you are getting refunded in 3 to 5 working days. Once you confirm your details, this is how your look like whenever you're going to create your account. And you will see something called subscriptions. So click on that. You will find a subscription there. And by default, the subscription which we are getting it, that name of that subscription is called as free trial subscription. That is called as free trial subscription. And what we are getting in that free trial subscription, we are getting some credit from Azure side. The credit is of, if in Indian rupees, it's 15,800. In US dollars, you will get 200 US dollars. It means when you create your Azure account, for first 30 days, you have a credit of 200 US dollars, or I can say 1500 INR. You will get this particular credit from their side. It means for first 30 days, you can use any of the Azure service. They will not charge you a single rupee till that time you are under this credit. Under this credit, they are not going to charge. So don't worry about those things. They were not going to charge you. Now, once this credit get over, let's say example, after 30 days, then what will happen? After 30 days, you need to upgrade your subscription to pay as you go. And it doesn't mean that if you update your subscription to pay as you go, they will start charging you on the spot. No. After 30 days, you can upgrade a subscription. You have 12 months free from their side. We have 12 months free from their side. It means after 30 days for next 12 months, if you are going to use those free service, they are not going to charge you. If you are going to use paid service, then only they are going to charge you. And even in those free service, they have mentioned the specific type also. That if you are going to use that specific type, then they are not going to charge you. But how we get information that which service is coming under 12 months free, or which in that particular service, which type we are getting it, we'll discuss that. And there are few services which are always free for lifetime also. So you are in the first 30 days, after 30 days also, there are few services which are always free. Even after 12 months get completed, then also the services are free. So here I've given that particular link. Let me open this link. It's not opening. Here it is. Let me share this. Okay, I'll share that link later. So here are those countries where we are getting the credit. We have India. So there are the countries where we have. Take advantage of free products. Here are. Here we are. Those services. We have a service called virtual network. Always free, 50 virtual. Today we are going to start virtual machine also. After this is I'm talking about after 30 days. 12 months free, 750 hours per month. They have mentioned the type as B1S. So for 12 months, for every month we are getting 750 hours per month, and the type we need to use as B1S. What is this B1S? We will discuss later when we create our virtual machine. Like this, we have our here DevOps services also. Here is our DevOps service. Container registry. This is for 12 months free. Maximum 100 GB of this data we can store there. So till 100 GB of this data we can, means image we can store there. If you are going to store more than 100 GB, then they are going to charge. And even we have one Kubernetes service also. Is it? Just a minute. Azure Devops is also coming under always free. We are getting that. Here we are getting Kubernetes service, always free. So even once you complete your 30 days also, few other services which are for lifetime free, few other services which will get 12 months free. Under that also we are getting their code. So with the help of this particular link, we will get information. Now, any question anyone have? Whatever we have discussed till now, you can please raise your hand. And I'm going to share this link in the chat box. Anyone have any question? Okay. Look like no one has any question. We'll move forward. So now we are going to discuss about our first service called as virtual machine. Anyone can let me what is virtual machine? I'm going to log into my Azure account also. Just a minute. Yes, Jani.
So virtual machine is like, it's a web service which provides an, you know, like a server, to run the application which we used to for the virtual machines.
Correct. Whatever the Jani has said, that is 100% correct. Anyone wants to give their inputs? We'll discuss it. If you see here in my account, guys, here we have a subscription option. Once you create your account, that time you're getting the subscription as free trial. After that, when you get upgrade your subscription, you can give any name to your subscription also. We have an option right now. My subscription name is Azure underscore subscription. Here we have a rename subscription. And the right now the subscription which I'm using, it is pay as, because my account is older than 30 days. So to create a virtual, what is virtual machine? It's like a, we can say a server, a computer, which we are going to create on Azure infrastructure. So the server which we are going to create on Azure infrastructure, the computer which we are going to create on Azure infrastructure, that particular server or computer, we can call it as a virtual machine. What is the use of virtual machine? To create application, to run the applications. Like I have this laptop right now. I want to create a one more computer there with the same configuration. Can I do that? Yes, it is possible. With the same configuration, I can create a one more laptop. Means I can create one computer. Azure supports these number of operating system. Ubuntu, CentOS, Windows, Red Hat, Debian, Oracle. So these are the operating system which is supported by the Azure platform to create their virtual machine. And there are two ways with the help of this we can create our machines and we can connect our machines. One is by using SSH key, other by using password. We are already aware of the password, like we can give ABC at 123, like this type of password we can set. But what is this SSH key? It's actually a system is going to download a key in our machine, and with the help of that particular key, we can connect to this particular machine. And SSH key is a combination of two keys, public and private. Public key is getting stored in cloud platform, and private key is going to download in our local machine. Public key stored in the cloud platform and private key is going to download in our local machine. So whenever we want to connect to our machine, we'll use private key, and cloud platform is using public. When both the keys are going together, then we are able to connect to the virtual machine by using the SSH key. So let's see. So go to virtual machine. I'm not able to see virtual machine here. So search virtual machine. Here. Once I click on virtual machine, here we have an option of create a virtual machine. To create a virtual machine, there are few things which are mandatory. There are few things which are not mandatory. So which are things are mandatory? Wherever they have mentioned a star, only those fields are mandatory. So we are only going to work on the star field right now. So to create a virtual machine, what are the first thing is required? A subscription. We already have a subscription and system has automatically selected our subscription. Okay. Next is resource group. Now, what is resource? Resource group is like a container that hold related resources for an Azure solution. It means I can say that it's like a folder to us. Under that particular folder, we can put all our resources. Resources means virtual machine or whatever the things are required to create virtual machine or to create any of the Azure service, it is mandatory to have a resource group. In Azure, without resource group, you can't create any of the resource. It is not possible to create resources without resource group. I'm not just talking about only virtual machine. You can pick most of the services you can pick there. You can't create. Like I have a service called app service. If I'm trying to click on create an app service also, the first thing after subscription, it is going to ask for resource. Even if I go to database, what? See here, after subscription, it is asking for resource. So resource group is mandatory to create these Azure services. I can create a resource group while creating a machine also. Means I can click on create new and give the name and click on OK. This is one option to create resource group. Other option is we have an option called resource group also. Might be in your account, it will not show there. So you can come to navigate here, it is going to show. So click on resource. You can see here in my account, there is one resource group is there with the name group-140. I don't need that resource group. I need to create a new one. So click on create. It is asking for subscription again. So what is the name of our resource group? It can be any name you can give to the resource group. Your name, my name, XYZ, whatever the name you want to give, you can give while practice. I'll give the name as group 21. Now, in which region I'm going to create this resource group? Now, what is region? Region is like a data center. In which particular data center we need to create this resource group? So we have a region called Central India, which is near to my location. So I'm going to use Central. You can use any of the region, whichever is near to you, which is showing in this particular list. You can see that and use that particular. Next step, review plus create. Now, once I click on review plus create, system is validating our details. If you are getting validation passed, then you can click on create. So here I got the notification also, the resource group which we have created. Now, any question anyone have regarding this resource group, please let me know. Yes, Surendra.
Hi, Ankit. So for a particular project, so all the resources, virtual gateway, virtual machine, so it needs to be in a particular resource group, right?
Yes, correct.
We can't connect a virtual machine of one resource group to another resource group.
Sorry, can you please repeat your question again?
We have two virtual machines in different
Hmm.
resource groups,
Hmm.
and we won't be able to connect them, right?
No, you can connect. You can give virtual network peering. We can connect that also. If
Okay,
it's
that is
are a
possible.
different virtual network, even it is possible. We need to give virtual network peering.
Okay, but I mean, both the virtual machines are in different resource groups.
So yes, it's are
Okay.
in different virtual network also, na.
Yeah.
So we have an option called virtual network peering.
Hmm.
We can go with that. We can connect with the help of virtual network peering.
Okay, okay.
It is possible, yes, but that one for you are using some additional option called virtual network peering.
Okay. And
It is possible.
if both the virtual machines are in same resource groups, then
If
we
it's in
have.
the same virtual network, then you can connect without doing anything. If it's in different virtual network, then again you need virtual network peering.
Okay, got it.
It doesn't make any difference. It's in the same resource group or different. It in the same network. If it's in same network, you can easily connect. But it's in the different network, then you need virtual network peering for.
Okay, got
Okay,
it.
that virtual network peering you will learn in the Azure admin training. It's actually a very important topic. Okay, Virendra?
Okay, thank you.
Anyone have any more questions? Oh, now I'm going to the virtual machine service. So here we have, click on create. Now I'm going to select a resource. Now we need to give the name to our virtual machine, and virtual machine name can be any name. But before that, we need to discuss some more points about resource. Resources can only exist in our resource group. Like just now I have shown you, to create database, to create app service, any of the Azure service, if you want to create, it is mandatory to have a resource. Once we create a resource group, we can't change the name of the resource. Groups can have many different types also. That different type means many different type of service. In one single resource group, I can create virtual machine also. I can create virtual network. I can create database. I can create app service. So whatever the services we have in one single resource group, I can create also. Groups can have resources from many different regions also. Now, this particular point, I'm just going to explain you. In real time, we are not following this particular step, but it is possible as per your interview also. Now, what is a different region? Right now, while creating this resource group, we have select which region? Central India. Location we have choose as Central India. But I want to create this virtual machine in any of the other region, like in South India, I want to, or in West India, or in any of the Europe region, I want to create. But I want to choose the same resource group. Is it possible? Yes, it is possible. But we are not doing these things because of this particular option will face some latencies issues also. Latency means performance issues. So we are not going to do these things, but it is possible. So might be if they ask you this particular point in the interview, you are aware of that. So you can create resources from many different regions in your resource group. So again, I'm going to virtual machine. I'm going to select a resource group. Now we need to give the name. I'll give the name as VM2. Region, by default system has selected as Central We don't need to discuss anything about availability options, security type. Next option we have it is called events. In our normal language, we are calling it as operating system. But in Azure, it is called as events. So here I'm able to see the different images. Ubuntu 20, Ubuntu 22. We are getting Debian 11. We are getting Windows also. If you want to see all the images, we have an option. Go to see all images. In Azure, we have something called Marketplace. Marketplace means where we have all the Azure services. We are getting it. So we are under that particular marketplace. And under that marketplace, here I can see all the operating system, whichever is supporting by the Azure. I can click on next. Here I can see. Some of the operating systems you will find with pre-installation of the softwares also. So if your client want to use, you can use those. The total 6,416 results we have. I'm going to go with the default one, which is coming in my system, Ubuntu Server 20.0. While practice, you want to select 22 version also, you can select 22 version. Or if you want to select any other version of Linux, you can select that also. Anyone can tell me to create any virtual machine or whenever we want to purchase a computer, very basic things everyone is going to check. What are the very basic things everyone is going to check? Even a person who is not technically good, he is also going to check those things. Like RAM, CPU, hard disk, or operating system. In Azure, we can call it as events. So these are the four things, a very basic things. Even a person who is not non-technical also, is also going to check these things whenever he's going to purchase a laptop or a computer. So same way here also, whenever we want to create a virtual machine, we need to use these four things. So which image we are using? Ubuntu 20.0. Scroll down. Just few minutes before we have seen the free type details. Let me open that particular link again. Let me show you those things. Where is it? Virtual machine. 750 hours per month. And they have mentioned the type as B1S. If you see my account here, by default, system has selected the type as B1S. So B1S type is coming under our 3. Now, what we are getting under this B1S type? Under this B1S type, we are getting 1 CPU and 1 GB of the RAM. We are only getting it 1 CPU and 1 GB of the RAM. We have lot of sizes here. You want to use those sizes, you can use it. But while practice, if you're going to use it, Azure is going to charge. Only you can use B1S type. If you want with more configuration, we have with more configuration also. They have different series from there. So you will get those also. But yes, if you are going to use other than V1S type, you will get charged. So to select CPU and RAM, we need to select the size of our virtual machine. So what are the things we have selected till now? We have selected image, we have selected CPU and RAM. Administrator account means how you need to connect to your account. This is what we have discussed few minutes before. To connect to Linux machine, we have two options. One is SSH key, other one is password. Right now, SSH public. In our upcoming session, we will learn about password options. Here, I need to give the username. What is the default username they are giving us? Azure user. I'll go with the same Azure user as a default username. So it means to connect to this machine, the username which I'm going to use, I'm going to use as Azure. Next. Here we are getting as generate new key. We have two more options, use existing key or use existing public key also. But I don't have any existing key. So what we need to do? We need to generate a new key. And this is the name of my key which system is going to generate. And it's a default name. You want to change the name, you can change the name also. Or if you want to use any other username, we can use that also. I can give as Ankit user. But yes, you can't use some of the username because if you see here, it is clearly mentioned. There are some words they have reserved. You can't use those. Like admin, you can't use it. Super user, we can use it. So there are some words they have reserved which we can't use, like admin, root, which are very commonly used. We can't use those. So I'll go with the default username as Azure user. Now, so this is the name of my key. I'm going with the same default. You want to change the name, you can change that. Now, to connect any of the Linux machine, it is mandatory to enable one port number. And that particular port number is called as SSH port number. Without enabling of this port number, it is impossible to connect our Linux machine. And anyone knows the SSH port number? Please confirm in the chat box if you are aware of that. Correct. Every port number is having a number. Correct. It's 100% correct. So the correct answer is 22. If I scroll down, Azure is so smart. They have by default enabled that particular port number. So without enabling of this port number, we can't connect to this particular machine publicly. It is impossible. So that's why system has automatically enabled that particular port number SSH, and in the bracket they have mentioned the port number also called 22. So we don't need to enable this one, it's by default. So let's have a quick recap what we have done in this page. First thing, system has automatically select our subscription, then resource group, we have created and selected. We have given the name. The region automatically system has selected. And then we have selected the image which we are going to use as Ubuntu 20.0. Then after that, we have selected the size as standard V1S, where we are getting 1 CPU and 1 GB of the RAM. And then under our SSH public key, we have given username, and here is the name of our key, which we are going to generate. I don't need to generate, system is automatically generating. The only thing is I need to click on create button. And then we need to enable a port number called 22, which is by default available. So to create our virtual machine, we have selected CPU, RAM, and image. Hard disk is still printing. So click on next. Here I'm getting the description. And by default, Azure is giving the size as 30 GB to us. For our Linux machine, by default, they are giving us 30. Is 30 GB is coming under our free tier? Maximum 64 GB is coming under our free tier. So for each virtual machine for Linux, they are giving us maximum 64 GB. That is coming under our free tier. But by default, they have select 30 GB. So I go with the 30 GB, right? Because right now I'm not going to install anything in these machines. Just right now we are learning about how to create this machine. In our upcoming session, when we learn about other tools, that time we need more space. At that time, we are going to give more space. Now, there are some more tabs we have it. We don't need to work on those tabs. So directly click on Review Plus. Validation failed. Let's submit. Me go to basic. No, everything is correct. Okay, let me again click on Review Plus Create. Now, validation passed. So if you are getting validation failed, you need to go to check back and you need to check those details also. And then click on create. And when I click on create, there's a pop-up system is going to enable in my screen. So please see my screen very carefully right now. See here. System is generating a new key pair. And please read this as quickly as possible. An SSH key pair contains both a public key and private key. This is what I have informed you right now. Azure does not store the private key. This is what I am storing. Private key is getting stored in our local machine. Public key is getting stored in the cloud platform. After the SSH is created, you won't be able to download the private key. It means only one time we can download this private. It is not possible you can again and again download this private. Only one time. Now, so click on download private key and create resource. Other option we have is return to create a virtual machine. So if you want to create resource, it is mandatory to download this key right now. Without downloading of this key, you can't create your virtual machine. So I'm going to click on download private key and create resource. System is asking me to save the key. I'll go to desktop. It's 212 batch. Click on. So here we got that particular key which we have downloaded in our system. So this is how we can create our virtual machine. Is just creating a virtual machine our work is completed? No. What is the next step? We need to connect to this particular machine also. But before that, any question anyone have, you can please let me. So I'm going to click on go to resources. Yes, Blaze, you can unmute.
Yes. Hello, Prof. I have a question. Because when we created the VM, I saw that there was multiple zones, zone 1, zone 2, under availability zone. I was wondering,
Yes.
so we can only create in one zone, right? We cannot create in
No,
multiple.
we can't create a virtual machine in multiple zone right now. So
Okay.
that's why I didn't choose that option. By default, system needs to choose that option. Yes, right. We can create a virtual machine only in single availability.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
And what is for those people, those are not aware of that, what is availability zone? One region is divided into 3 availability zone minimum. Now, just a minute, let me explain by using a small diagram. These are 3 availability zone, means I can say this is complete region. This is complete one region. To create one region, I'm not just talking about Azure here. I'm talking about all the cloud platforms. All the cloud platforms are using the same technology. To create any of the region, minimum they have 3 availabilities. Minimum. Few region might be have more than 3 also, but minimum they have 3 availabilities. Now, what is this availability zone? These are actually data centers. These are actually data center where our data is getting stored. So these 3 data centers become one single region. And they are not in the same building or in the same location. One data center, other data center is far away from one location to other location. Might be these all 3 are in the different end of the city, or might be it can be in the different city also. So to create any of the region, every cloud platform, it can be AWS, it can be Azure, it can be Google Cloud, or it can be Oracle Cloud. They have minimum 3 availability. So then it is going to become one single region. Now, so we have created our virtual machine, and now I am under our virtual machine. We need to connect to this particular virtual machine. To connect to this particular virtual machine, we need some software. Software means we need a terminal. In market, we have hundreds of terminals we can use to connect to our machine. But which one I'm going to use right now? Git Bash. So I've given that particular website link also, from where you can download the Git Bash. Let me share that particular link also in the chat box. You can download for Mac, Windows, or for Linux. I'm using Windows operating system, so I'm going to click on Windows. So as per your system requirement, just click on that. And here system start downloading the Taking some time. Still in process. Yeah. So how you can install? Double click on that, click on next. With the help of that, you can easily install. I'm not going to install right now because in my system, it is already there. If I'm showing you installation part, it will take a lot of time. So you just need to double click on that. First system is getting some information, means it is automatically gathering those information, and then it will ask you to click on next and finish. You can easily install Git in your local machine. Once it is installed, you need to go to the folder where you have stored your PEM file. Where I have stored the PEM file in my desktop batch 21. So I am under that folder. Right click under that folder, and here you will find call git bash here. You will see git bash here once it is installed in your system. Without installation, you can't see this git bash here. Next step. Note down the public IP of our virtual machine. Here is it. Public. Then, so we have downloaded the git bash. Now go to your virtual machine. Click on connect. Here we have an option of connect. Once I click on connect, click on SSH. Okay, look and feel has been changed. Just a minute, guys. Their look and feel has been changed. Okay. Okay. This option actually we need to choose most common one, navigate SSH. So you need to select it. So once I click on select, here I'm getting the command which we need to copy to connect our machine. So copy this particular command. Our username and password is automatically coming here. And here I just need to mention the PEM file name. What is our PEM file name? .me. So in this particular command, you need to do some changes. So you need to go with the most common option, navigate SSH, click on select, and then here you will get that command. Just copy that command, and in that command there is only one single change you need to do. Mention your PEM. So copy this path, paste, right click, paste, and press enter. When I press enter, it is asking me to type as yes for continue. We have typed as yes, and you can see here we are able to connect to our virtual machine by using Devops. So this is how we can create our machine, and we are going to connect to our machine. Any question anyone have? Please let me know. Yes, Jared.
Is it like a puttigen? Like what we
No, it's
download?
not like a putty gen, it's putty, like a putty.
Putty. Okay.
Putty gen is used to convert PEM into PPK.
Okay. This is like a putty,
Okay.
right? So
It's
here
like
we
a
are
putty.
using GIT. Okay.
If we are using PEM file here, Git bash supports PEM file, so we are using PEM file. Putty does not support PEM file, so we need to convert PEM into PPK.
PEM into putty. Okay. Here directly we
We
have
can
the-
use PEM file.
Okay, got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyone have any question? Whatever we have discussed till now, you can please let me know. Any doubt if you have, please let me know. Okay. Looks like no one has any question. Now, what is the next step we need to do that? Make sure once you, okay, someone has question. Yes, Daniel, you can unmute. Daniel, you can ask a question.
Hi, Ankit. Good morning.
Good morning, Daniel.
Ankit, can we connect two resource groups in two different regions?
No, that's not possible. One resource group is
That's
only
not
allocated to one region. One single resource is
region.
only available to one region.
Okay.
The resource which we are creating only available to one region. But yes, in this one, we have an option. Let's say, example, the virtual machine I have created in any of the region. I want to move that virtual machine to other region. After that, I can move that. But I can't move resource group. Resource group is not possible. A resources which we are going to create in resource group. Let me show you one more thing here. I'll go to resource group. Here I have a resource group which we have created.
Yeah.
See, how many resources I have right now? 7.
7.
Because to create virtual machine, we need these resources also. The key which we have generated, network, virtual network, NSG, public IP. Without these things, we can't create our virtual machines. So all those resources are getting stored in the resource. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, please.
I was trying to SSH, but he gave me a deny. So I'm trying again, but I'm just wondering what's going on. But I'll try again.
You can try it. If you're stuck with any of the issue, take a screenshot and email. The only thing is, whenever guys you are going to email me, please mention your batch number as 212 in that email. In the subject also you can do that, or in the email also just mention that you are from which particular batch. Why I'm asking, say the same thing is, because with this I got information how much knowledge I have transferred to you. Based on that, I'm going to reply. So make sure whenever you're going to email me, just mention your batch. Okay, so take a screenshot, please, and email me next time if you get stuck.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to share my email ID in the chat box. Please make a note of. Yes, Riaz, you can. Riaz Taj, you have raised your hand.
Yeah. Hi, Ankit. Good morning.
Good morning.
Ankit, my question is basically, see, by default, we are selecting the image as BS1, right? B1S.
Not image, type, size we have, type we have selected.
Yeah, type we have selected, Ubuntu one. So,
No, sorry. Riaz, type is B1S, image is Ubuntu.
yeah,
So
yeah.
you are confusing with both the options. Both are different. Okay, here
Okay,
you can see the size is B1S. Operating system image as
Ubuntu. Okay. So my question is basically, it's a by default one, and it's a free tier, right?
It's not by default. I am choosing this actually option from a previous batch. That's why they have said by default to me.
Okay.
It's not by default. It is actually free tier options.
All right. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay.
In my last batch or my last session, which I've taken for other batch also, I have used the same option. That is why system is using the same option for me. Might be in your account, it is not going the same option. It will give you some other option. So you need to select the same size.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So, Ankit, one like suppose if I select B1, it's a free tire. But
Correct.
as you mentioned, like suppose if we select another tier,
Mm,
which is chargeable.
correct.
So my question is like, it is chargeable from our free the credit which has been given to us by the Azure, or it will be extra from that?
No. If you are under first 30 days, you can use any of the option under that particular credit.
Okay.
They will deduct from that particular credit for first 30 days. After 30 days, if you are going to select, then you need to pay for that. Other than B1S, if you are going to select. For first 30 days, you can select any of the option. They are not going to charge you anything. But make sure you are under that particular credit. If your credit gets completed within 30 days, they will start charging you 30 days also.
Okay. Okay. Understood. Understood.
Okay. And one
Okay.
more thing, whatever the system is going to use your credit, how many credits are getting remaining. After a few minutes, whenever you're creating a service or whenever you delete any service, you will get a notification from their side. How many credits are pending? So you don't need to check anywhere. It's by default, they are giving you that notification also.
All
Okay.
right.
So it will
Okay.
be easy for you to check how many credits are pending.
Okay. Understood.
Okay.
Okay, understood. And Ankit, like this is just a basic thing you are explaining, like creating a virtual machine. So, in future onwards, we will take some higher end image, or you can say higher end the tier as well, right?
We don't need to use it. We just need to increase the size. We go with the same size B1S, but yes, right now I'm using 30 GB. In our upcoming session, we need to increase the size
Okay.
of disk. Because in our upcoming session, when we go to a service called Kubernetes, at that time we need higher space. I can go with same CPU and RAM, but hard disk 30 GB is not sufficient for that. So at that time, I'll go with 64 GB.
All right. All right.
Okay,
Fine. Fine.
because
Okay.
here we don't have any customers those who wants to come to my machine and check our web pages or our applications. Okay, so
Okay.
CPU and RAM we require it more when our customers are coming. So just for practice purpose, you don't need those things. Go with basic one. Yes, hard disk you need to increase, and we have maximum 64 GB. So definitely we'll go for 64 GB.
Understood. Understood. Thanks. Thanks, Ankit.
Okay. Okay. So make sure, guys, after your practice, what we need to do is we need to delete these resources. The one option is you can only delete this specific one option, or you can delete this resource group. You need to delete all these 7 resources. Like I click on virtual machine and then I have option of delete. I go to virtual network. There also have an option of delete. So the one option is I can go to that particular resource one by one. Then I can do it. Second option is I can delete this resource group. If I delete this resource group, under this resource group, whatever the resources we have, system will delete all the resources also. But make sure till that time we are not getting the notification as deleted. Like this green checkbox and deleted notification. Don't close your browsers. What new students are doing mistake is they just give the option. I'm going to show you that. Copy the resource group, enter that resource group name here and delete. Click on delete. After that, they close the browser. What will happen? System will stop there. Till that time, we are not getting a proper notification from their side to that it get deleted. Don't close your browsers. And whenever we create a virtual machine, system is creating one more resource group. with the name Network Watcher RG. You need to delete that resource group first. Delete. So we have given the request to delete both the resource group. It will take some time. System will delete both the resource group. And make sure till that time you're not getting that proper notification from their side. Don't close your browser. This is what we have from my side for the today's session. Any question anyone have? Please raise your hand. Yes, Yaman.
Ankit, why are we supposed to delete the resource group after every day of performing the activity? Any particular reason?
I don't want that particular virtual machine. So that's why I'm deleting it. Like I can delete only a virtual machine also.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need, so that's why I'm deleting. If you need that particular one, we have an option, we can stop that also. In our upcoming session, when we're learning about some services, at that time, if I require it, I'll keep my machine as stop. If I don't need, I delete it. I'll create again a machine. In real time, we're not deleting it. Just for our practice, I'm deleting it. So in tomorrow's session, whenever we require, we'll create again.
Okay.
Okay, it's
And
completely up to you. If you don't want to delete, just stop those machines. They are not going to charge you that for stop machines.
okay. And is this free for 1 year, 12 months? If we are
First
working on the
30
B1
days, you are
option?
getting a for first 30 days, you are getting a credit. After 30 days, they start counting those 12 months.
But under which option do we stay for utilizing the free benefits?
B1S.
Okay.
The size which I've shown you, that B1S size you need to choose.
Okay. Okay. So
Okay.
anything if we are trying to add beyond that, then we will be charged, right?
Yes, after B1S, if you are going to use any other size, definitely they are going to charge.
Because I'm skeptical to provide my card details. That's why.
No, it's mandatory to provide card details to create account.
Mm-hmm.
Without providing your card details, you can't create your account.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
Okay.
got it. Yeah.
Yes, please.
Yeah, I successfully connect to my virtual machine. The thing is the path. I was not giving the right path to the SSH private key. That's why.
Make sure you need to open the git bash from the same location where you have stored your PEM file. I have stored the PEM file in batch 212. So under batch 212, I'm opening the git bash. So you can see here that path is desktop 212. Here also the path is desktop 212, batch 212. Okay. Make sure the next time you're not going to do that mistake, please. Any more question, please?
No, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone have any more questions? Okay. Look like no one has any more questions. So with this, I'm going to end the session here. In tomorrow's session, we learn about how we can create our Linux virtual machine by using password. And then we will start our Linux commands. Thank you all. Thank you for joining today's session. Anyone have any question? You can please share, raise your hand if you still have any question. Yes, sir, Shilnath, you can please unmute. Yes, sir, Shilnath, you can ask your question. He's asking a question. Can you please share PPT? Yes, Sushil, I'm going to share the PPTs. I'll upload that particular PPT in our website. You can get the PPT from there. So please check our website, batch 212. There you will get that particular PPT. Okay. Thank you all. Thank you for joining today's session. See you tomorrow. Have a nice day. Thank you.